and Tims is just doing a great job of ensuring that Roger can't really achieve much in lane. Like, as of pause 5, Tusk still wants a lot of EXP. You still want to get that levels up, and he's just being zoned out so hard that he's not going to find that.
Absolutely not. A very tough time already as bot lane. There's a bit of a chase here onto Skem. 3 Shadow Poison stacks, so 1 more might be able to do it. Fu is going to be able to land the 4th. He wants another, though, just to make sure, and he's got it. A very nice first blood achieved by Fu.
Because Jackie's already playing in that bot jungle. It's very secure. He has good wards. They're building up the triangle. Once he clears that out with no contestation, SMG's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and chances are you aren't going to really be able to keep up with the Medusa. Even as the Morphling, you just don't have that crazy farm potential. But mid lane, Arrow going to land onto Moon with the boat follow-up. It's just so much damage. They've lost Moon already. They're going to try and kill Skem and maybe even find more, as Tims is still fighting. Raging needs to back himself out, but Roger and Fu have joined in. Roger now copying so much damage away from this Kunkka. He's going to go for a Roshan deny attempt. Snowball is there. Yopaj still going to back off and try to get himself out now with the pig out. In the meantime, Tims is still chasing and does kill off Raging Potatoes Yopaj. He is still going to try and go back in after Fu and survive through all this damage output, but Fu, he will go at it as well. It's just not enough for Yopaj. He will walk away scot-free, and 3 heroes will drop for SMG.
So the saving potential we were talking about from the draft isn't quite coming out, and they're just not playing around that aspect, and Boom's punishing them for that. Like, Jackie's just farming up. They go for a smoke with everyone else. Tims, Skem, Yopaj ready to go. Level 9 on Yopaj. Looking at this Kunkka compared to his supports, he's had a great time here. You don't even have Finger Up and Skem, but they're still going to look for the kills.
Oh, that's a massive kill out onto Moon if they can secure it, and I think they just have. Moon is just not tanky enough to survive. Boom, reading the map very, very well. Even looking for Raging, and a Hex will come out. Skem does catch him. Earth Spike to follow up, though. Roger is trying to move in to try and save. But the Moonlight Shadow is going to be popped from Tims just to make sure they can't even be seen throughout all this, as Roger is still trying to save Raging, but they completely ignore him for now. In fact, never mind. They'll go back for the Tusk. They just don't have enough to finish off Raging Potato.
Onto Jack Boys, and they are starting to flank around FBZ. So the smoke's still here, Mike. They find this kill. This could set them up for a bit of a push here as well.
You got the Helm of the Dominator up, so FBZ's got plenty of damage, but Moon is going to move in along with Fu to set up. They've got a great Split Earth to stun, and that should be it. Still Yopaj. He is going to show, but he's being charged at the moment, so they have perfect vision of the Kunkka, but can they actually fight him? He's a tanky boy right now, but the charge is going to fly right in. They'll go after Skem instead with a Nether Strike. Split Earth out. Ooh. Arrow not going to land on mid 1. He's all right. He's surviving, and he'll strength morph out of there.
Not going to be so easy. I think you're going to have an issue in these prolonged fights up against Adusa.
Skem be there to stun up Roger. In fact, Roger's pretty out of position now as the arrow will land, and that should be another easy kill for our Kunkka. Well, they want Skem, but the Hex is there to cancel the charge. Mid 1, looks like he's ready to join again as he goes in with the X onto Yopaj, but Yopaj X's himself as well. So double X will mean that Yopaj gets out and does not cop the torrent. SMG, nice snowball in, again onto Skem. They really want that Lion, and they should be able to have him this time around as the boat was not there in time. In fact, FBZ now, he's been caught out by Jackie. He's going to join the fray. The buyback is there from Skem. They've taken down Roger, but they want a lot more than that for the buyback of this Lion. They'll try onto mid 1, but he's willing to man fight this one out. He just doesn't have much damage at the moment. Arrow, it's going to land, but he got the strength morph off in time as Raging will charge right back in onto 3 heroes. But Jackie is not afraid. He'll just keep right-clicking away onto Moon now. They might have the left track, and they will. In fact, never mind. Disruption will buy a bit more time, but Yopaj, he'll get the job done. A double kill out for the Kunkka. The buyback does seem to work out here for Skem.
Boom now. Taking that mid tier 1 will go straight into the Roche. Very early time for Jack Boys to show up here. But just with the Yasha Dragonlance, he does have a decent amount of stats, and I think they're just comfy enough to play with that, to play with the save on the boat, and all the control they have, and just constantly force the issue. SMG though, they saw that move in, they are smoked up, they are set to kind of take a fight here again.
But can they fight? I mean, most ultis right now for Boom are going to be off cooldown very soon, as again, they're going to try and focus down Skem with Roger, but they'll try to turn now onto the Tuscan. SMG, they just don't commit. Not all the way. In fact, Tims, he got an arrow onto Fu and now Raging. He'll charge back in, but the Earth Spike and the X are both going to drag him right back to the depths of the river.
They didn't see SMG under their wards, and they just managed to retreat, bait them in.
He'll run his way away. But Boom Esports still want to try and force a fight. X is there, back in onto that Spirit Breaker, into the Torrent, and that might just be enough though. No, Raging still survives as Yopaj now is the one in danger. They've got enough damage this time. Onto Skem they go, and that'll be a second. 4 Moon on that Leshrac, but now FBZ turning at Tims. He lands the arrow onto mid one. They'll take down the Morphling, they'll take down Roger, and they might just be able to take down Moon, who's still chasing FBZ and does get the kill, but in the end is gonna die.
Kind of run from there. They're trying to slowly push at that tier 1 mid with Lesh. Boom are aware of that, and they can kind of scout around with the Torrent as well. See how much they can hit here.
He's going to run right in. He's taking a fair bit of damage, but he's got the BKB up to use. They try again onto Skem, and they do get the line to start. A nice start to this fight for SMG, but now the Roar is out by FBZ into the boat and the turret, but a nice disruption from Arfu to save. SMG now surely can take down this tier 1 mid tower. They are still trying to go after FBZ. Roger, he'll commit the snowball into the charge now from Raging. They should be able to get another kill here for the Dire, and they do. That's the aggression you wanted to see here from SMG, but can they keep it up? Well, they will. They've got Tims. In fact, they even found Jackie with the disruption, but I'm not sure if they'll really commit for this. It looks like they're going to try. They've got the stuns out, but Jackie still has the Aegis and the Stone Gaze and will pop both, and to really be able to make maximum usage of that Axe.
No, not quite yet, Nick. The Spirit Breaker charge is still strong.
Just wanting to try and go for that surprise reveal with the Aghanim Scepter. Tims around to break the smoke, but he can leap right away as they just cannot see him at the moment. He has his whole team behind him, but they'll charge right through Jackie, into Skem. They found the Lion, and that's what you want. The boat will come in. It doesn't do too much, but they'll try to focus down mid one with the finger. Skem, he will finally drop as they just try to protect that Morphling. The Stone Gaze almost slowing him down enough to go back in onto the Morph, but mid one, he's just ignoring everybody else and just going after the supports.
You do find a DD to going into the Roche. Good scan from SMG does tell them, though, and going to be in a position to try and force a fight here first.
And they're going to find that Tusk immediately. Roger, he'll be the first victim of Boom Esports as mid one. Tried to reinitiate, but doesn't want any part of it. Who else have they got? With the disruption, they found Arfu. He is dropping real darn quick, but he gets the purge out in time. It just won't mean anything. In fact, they're going for more now. They might have a dieback onto Roger. He's dropping low. They'll try to save with mid one. Skem will drop and Tims. He's also gone. In fact, a double stun out FBZ. He might be the third, and he will go down. But how do you deal with this Medusa? Jackie pops the Stone Gaze. Back in on the Leshrac they go. They want Moon down, and they might just have him, but no. The blink away is there. So instead, it's back in onto mid one with the Hex out Skem. He does lock him down long enough. It looked like a nice turn for SMG, but just not good enough in the end.
Not too far off, until Ardusa's also fully geared up. Has the Silver Edge up for some crit, good break, and now they can begin that siege. They've got to do something about this Dusa.
Here we go, the charge is in from mid one. He'll get started, but you've got to worry about that Aegis and Moon. He cops an arrow. It's a 5-second arrow, in fact, but Arfu will save with the disruption in the backside. They're trying to jump that line again, but Skem, he is surviving. He'll turn with the Hex out and the Earth Spike. Mid one's been caught out. The Roar is there. FBZ, he's got him. Mid one is down without buyback. That is terrible, terrible news for the side of SMG, as now they will just charge backwards onto Raging and the Roger Tusk, and they completely wipe him out.
Like, the disruption you want to save as a saving spell. Snowball, it's nice, but you're not catching enough people in the line.
Meanwhile, Moon, he does buy out that overwhelming blink, but that's left him without buyback gold, so this could be the last-ditch effort here for SMG, as they might just have to call the GG if they can't win this one out. Jackie's not backing. They'll purge him up, Raging. He'll go for the charge into the backside onto FBZ, but he's going to get caught out. He doesn't have a way to protect himself. He'll pop the BKB, though, again into Skem, but Skem's being protected. He'll get the Hex off in time, and now they've caught out too with the Torrent, or rather the Tidal Wave. They've got Roger. A great Torrent Storm out. Has caught two of them right in the Torrent, and Raging Potato is so darn low, but not dead yet. He'll try to run, but it's looked like there's no running here for the Spirit Breaker. Arfu, he'll go for a TP out, but Tims has got him with the Yule Scepter. Mid one, he'll have to do this by himself. He'll take down Yopaj, but can he deal with the rest? Jackie's still just whacking away, and he's forced to run. But it's a 2v3 scenario. The triangle, Raging. He's got to worry about Skem as well. You've got an Aeon Disc now on that line, so it's not that easy to burst him down. In fact, the Hex is there in time anyway. Who else are they chasing? Mid one, he's been roared up. He's trying to make his way over. They're still trying to get that Lion, but Skem is just so sneaky. He's still out of there. Now Raging, he's the one in trouble, but he's a bit tanky, or maybe not. Not with that tidal wave, but he'll charge. He'll just try and charge his way out. Meanwhile, Yopashi does find Minwell, but never mind him. They'll go in onto Roger instead, who's still trying on that Lion. But Skem is just so sneaky. He will not give the opening away. As Jackie gets onto those T4 towers, how do you stop this man?
It's tough. I think the SMG are doing the right thing trying to rip the backline, but they just don't have the damage to clear out even the supports.
Oh, the tidal wave going to cancel the charges again. They're going on to Skem. They have the Lion this time. Mid one, he gets something, but they've lost Raging Potato and Arfu in the process, and now Moon. He's been caught out. The turret will be right there onto the Lesh, and there's just no way out for him. Mid one's the last remaining survivor, but there will be buybacks from SMG to try one last time to defend this. 3v5. The charge is there. They'll start onto the Kunkka, but man, oh man, that Stone Gaze and the Petrify out with the Mystic Snake. It's just way too much. They go right into it. More buybacks to come. Mid one, waiting for his teammates, but the Petrify again. Out from Jackie and now Raging, who's forced the BKB up and try to go onto Tim's, but he can do nothing. He can do absolutely nothing to help out his team. They will take down the Spirit Breaker once again, and the GG will be called by SMG. Game way to go the way of Boom Esports.
Expected a lot more early aggression out from SMG. I mean, when we saw that draft, we saw the Tusk, we saw the Spirit Breaker, the Shadow Demon. They did have good saves.
Oh, might find another courier. Oh, mid one. Courier is...
Oh,
never mind. 70% comes in clutch. Arfu gonna stop the courier going down. Might even be able to chase Skem now as he's got a rotation in from the mid lane, out from Moon. This might be first blood to come out for the Ember as Moon is able to pick it up. They are. Skem. Oh, Cookie's off the mark this time, but they got the Earth Spike and they've got the Hex into the arrow, so it looks like Moon is still gonna drop.
And he still manages to farm. He bails out right in time, goes up to the triangle. They are chasing FBZ now, though.
Yeah, they might have him. He's got no swash. He did have stick charges, but Perma Bash is there from Arfu, so a nice pickup for Moon. They've got the Mortimer's Kisses. They're just lacking FBZ at the moment, but you definitely don't want to give that farm away to SMG if you can avoid it. So Jackie's going to come back in with the Mystic Snake. Hex is out already onto Arfu, into the Mortimer's Kisses, and that's just Spirit Breaker gone, as Jackie is literally just farming the Ancients right now. He's not even focusing heroes. Raging, though, he'll go for the Ravage, and they found the Snapfire, but Yopaj is still alive, still running away. He's not down yet. In fact, a big Earth Spike Skem. He'll find two. Mid one, he drops first, and Raging, he probably does not make it out either, as somehow the Snapfire has completely juked out Moon. Doesn't feel confident enough to try and go for the snowball shards out. Tim's now going to join in with the Moonlight Shadow and the Earth Spike to set up for another nice arrow, but mid one, he's around to try and defend, but it won't matter. The finger is just way too quick from Skem.
They don't even find a tower gold. Great deny out from Tim's while they're kind of spending their time there. Opening up space for Jack Boys up top. So they just forced the movement away from the Medusa every single time. And SMG aren't finding anything even from these scraps they're being given. Yopaj, though, being committed on.
He is. They're going to try and take down the Snapfire, but we've seen this before. Shard's block is there, however. Yopaj this time might be dead, and he is. A decent scatter blast, but that's about all he could do. So they do get the first life of this snap. So they will even find Skem, or rather FBZ, but Pango just proving to be a little bit too tanky. Be able to walk himself out. Moonlight Shadow even propped here from Tim's. They might try and turn and punish. Jackie is going to find Arfu, but they're going to go in onto the Medusa and try to deal with him. But he just pops the Stone Gaze back in onto the Spirit Breaker. The Ravage, though, will come out, but Arfu has already gone. And now with the Rolling Thunder, they can really chase down the side of SMG. And it looks like they should at least have Raging Potato to boot. The Raging is going to try and buy a bit more time and a bit of counter initiation for his team. They're going to try again onto Skem. They'll take the Lion down, but they've lost Roger in mid one. He gets caught out and he's going to drop.
Which is still a ways off. Now, they are still set up for a fight. They don't have the longest cooldowns to wait for outside of Ravage. They can constantly force the issue here, but Jackie doesn't particularly care either. He's just running up here.
Well, they're going to try. Arfu to set up. Mid one is around, but can you actually deal with this guy? But Jackie just stands his ground. They're still throwing everything at him. Now with the Roller's Punch, he's out of mana, so Jackie's in big trouble. He's still trying to man-fight this one out. He is eventually surely going to die and does. But what's it going to cost the side of SMG for this? They've lost Moon on the Ember. Raging's low as well. FBZ just controlling everybody up on the side of the Dire. But Arfu, he's back in with the charge. It's just not enough, though. Raging is still going to drop. They still need their own farm before they man up as 5, and feel confident enough. In fact, mid lane, Moon, he's going to get hexed up. Do they have the follow-up or the snowball? It's going to buy a bit of time. In fact, Skem has already gone down. Roger, though, he brings the Ember right back in, and he's going to lose his own life, but he does save Moon. Just the Yule Scepter out onto Arfu. Big chase on, though, from SMG as mid one and Moon will commit the remnants, but I think Yopaj is well and truly out of there, and now the turnaround might be upon us as FBZ rolling thunder from the backside. Arrow is going to land Tim's. He doesn't miss these arrows, John. He'll take down Moon, and Raging Potato, well, we've seen this before. He's going to try to run, and he does have the help around him, so they may not pursue any further, but they've also caught out Arfu. FBZ, blink in. He's got no rolling thunder, but he's opened up the floodgates. As the Ravage does fly out from Raging, they will get Tim's, but it's a lot of damage in the Earth Spike. Catching out two again, but the Snowball, but now the Cookie onto 3 heroes. Jackie, he will get right to work. Raging just about to drop, but somehow still moving out of there. But they do eventually get him. And now they can chase for the rest. FBZ will at least find Roger. But they really want mid one. And yeah, Paj just spots him out with the Observer Ward and an Ultra Kill out for the Snapfire. As Jackie does take away the Rampage.
Control of Boom punishes you for a large snowball. It's like the Cookie comes in, the Earth Spike's there, the Rolling Thunder is there. They're just playing so well as a unit from Boom, and this is the impressive part. They take in this new part of this machine with Jackie. It still works out well. SMG not willing to give this one up, though.
They've got to try and find it for the Stone Gaze and the Rolling Thunder as FBZ. He's found 2 targets again. Into the Mortimer's Kisses. Moon, he wasn't in the snowball. He was out of range. They couldn't save him. He'll buy back and try to reinitiate, but his team's falling apart around him. 3 buybacks already from SMG. They jump back in on the Deucer. Jackie's falling low in terms of mana, but he does pop that Stone Gaze in Arfu. He was charging the wrong target. They couldn't lock him down. Still, they'll try back in for the Roshan now, knowing all those spells are down, and SMG might be able to get away from it. With Arfu, no, Skem, he's jumped in, but it's not enough. Mid one does get the Aegis up, but can he survive as the arrow has landed on the Morph? It looks like he can. So boom, they will lose the Roshan. They might even lose Yopaj here, but he does manage to blink away in time. And with the Eye of Skadi slow out from Jackie, it looks like it's going to be Roger's life to pay. They even keep trying to fight, but the arrow again onto Moon. Tim's is just not missing. Mid one waveformed in to try and help out, but now he's in trouble. He does at least get the stun off, but Yopaj is there, still strength morphing. Maybe he has a chance. He'll waveform the other way. Still the chase is on Tim's. He will not connect the Starfall, but the Scanner Blast is not going to connect either. The leap was there mid one. He's trying to make magic happen, but he loses the Aegis. SMG, they're going to take the bait. Jackie is baiting them in. Right now, as Rolling Thunder is going to be out. Mid one, he rolled right into them. Arrow's not going to land on the Morphling, but it may not matter as they have the Perma Stun from FBZ. And the chase is on, just driving all over the place, finding out another hero. He'll get the Tide, and Raging could just not use this Ravage. Or maybe he can. A 4-man, in fact 5-man Ravage out. But do they have the follow-up? Do they really have the damage? It doesn't seem like it. Even with Moon around, he's just got no damage items at the moment.
These supports on Boom can just stall out for such a long time and make it very punishable if you overcommit. As we said from the draft, like they can rip through the backline, but they can't afford to overcommit like that. Jack boys, though.
Yeah, Rolling Thunder into Arfu, but you've got mid one charging in himself and this Morphling with the Ags up. Problem is, again, they are lacking that follow-up damage, even if they have these perma-stuns. Rolling Thunder is going to be stopped in its tracks as mid one does try to get started. A nice Nether Strike, but there's just kind of blast out on FBZ. He has used himself up and survived, but not for long. He does finally go down to Roger. Meanwhile, Moon, he jumped in, but I believe he got stunned up immediately. Moon, still alive. They're trying not to Timson or get the Mirana down, but now mid one, he's been caught out again. He should be alright to get out, though. Jackie probably won't have enough on his own, but they do find Moon on the Ember. Yopaj again setting up for a triple kill, and here comes mid one, just trying to TP away, but it's going to be another kill to go the way of Boom Esports.
I think this is where the next fight will really break out. Boom in a good position to take it. They've got the outpost up top. They might be able to find some freebies if they're not careful here.
Yopaj, he's got the shards up with the Cookie follow-up, and they get him. Moon, he gets a DD room, but it's a very expensive room to pick up for him, as even Raging Potato has been caught. We'll have the Spider Links to try and get away, but Yopaj is all over it. He knows the tricks.
Like, you can't even show up on the Ember. Just the instant stunts are too much. And now mid one down bot, Mike.
He's not strength morphing, John. He does get it off in the air, but the snowball is going to try and buy him a little bit more time to just waveform away. But look at this. They just chase him all the way down. As Roger just gets completely ignored. FBZ still trying, as there goes your task. But mid one surely should be able to get himself out of this. Keep in mind, though, while this is happening, Jackie's hitting racks. Jackie's got the high ground. Alright, and they've still got mid one, by the way. Mid one has officially been caught out. The arrow on the backside. They're going to buy it back, but it's too late.
The high ground when he's very vulnerable by himself. They're just opting to take this fight.
Jackie's just playing an RPG right now on his own. He doesn't need to join the team at the moment, as they are still fighting. You are correct. They have not backed off, but Afu's already gone. They at least get Skem down on the lion. It's still not looking good for him, as Jackie is still just taking all their buildings away. This is the greatest bait I've seen in a long time. Is Afu. He's going to chase down the Pango. Sure, you get another hero, but you've lost 2 lanes of racks. As now your Page is back in. They're onto the Ember. Moon, he'll be saved by the snowball for now, but for how long? There's your Ravage out by Raging, trying to turn this one around. But can you deal with Jackie? I don't think they can, John. I do not think they can deal with him. Possible to try and counter the Roshan play is Arfu. Not going to be scouted out, but he does break the smoke. In fact, never mind. He went for the charge, and he's going to pay for it. SMG still looking for a way in. We'll throw the shards out for vision. Meanwhile, Moon going to blink his way in. Very aggressive play here from Moon, as he will pop the BKB, but he's trying to go after FBZ, who's perfectly fine right now. Maybe without the roll-up, though, he won't be, but no, he's still alive. Ravage is there. They are still trying onto this Pango, and they will eventually get him, but they've lost Roger for this, and now maybe Raging, as he does not get petrified up, and never mind, because an arrow does land onto Moon. He was just stunned up permanently.
Big spike out for Jack Boys once again.
The Moonlight Shadow and the Silver Edge now from your Page, they should be able to sneak their way in. Instead, however, they found Arfu, and they prefer to go for the supports first. Again, double life on Jackie. They're going to find out Tim's, but the arrow does land onto Moon already. Meanwhile, Raging has jumped in right into the center. Who are they aiming? They got Skem on that lion, but now the Stone Gaze has been popped. Jackie, who are we aiming? He'll go after the Tide again, just wanting to get rid of that Ravage, as he does now pop it. Mid one, though, getting very low as well. They're just grouped up in that tree line, but they do take down the Tide, as Mid one will charge back in onto FBZ, but he's gone too far.
No.
He has gone way too far, but he will waveform back towards the north and try to survive for another day. Meanwhile, the little Shredder, your Page just melts them. He completely melts the side of SMG, just turreting them down. They might even find Arfu. An ultra kill once again for the Snapfire. In fact, he's looking for the Rampage, John. Up at top lane.
Yeah, and SMG, they forced the fight right here too. They needed to force Boom up to the rack, so at least there's a little bit more leeway there. Now their Ancient's exposed.
That it is, and they found Raging. That'll be a dieback, and my goodness, that's a lot of damage mid one. Waveforms right into them. Moon's been hexed up. That's his life gone. It's mid one and Roger versus the world, but they call it GG. Boom Esports will be the victor of this best of 3 series. And I believe that puts them right through to the upper bracket final.
No, it does. They do move on. Rampage denied from Yopaj. Jackie is not getting an iPhone from that if Yopaj has anything to say about it.